like I said, we got to be understanding about this. You know what I'm saying? When we look at it, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of these policies and they're making and shaking and baking and carrying on with, you know what I'm saying, still does not show to me anything about an understanding of what really has taken place based on the migrant understanding of that type of rush on the United States, you know what I'm saying, by him just sending a signal and saying, you have 100 days to get to thing, and then when we looked over across the border in a town, they over there riding on the back of a jeep with a machine gun or whatever, and just shooting up the people. So they definitely driving them out like how a cowboy would hurdle, cows, you know what I'm saying, and rally them into the corral, whatever, and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Seems like that's what they were doing. Then we heard about the rape tree situation going on when the night falling across that desert or whatever they have to cross to get to the United States or to the U.S. border. They over there raping the women. Whole banshees of bandalito, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're probably drinking cerveza, you know what I'm saying? Over there ganging up on the innocent women and children and raping them and all kinds of shit. You know what I'm saying? And then when they're done as a trophy, I guess they hang up the panties in order to show that the corruption, that they actually ain't coming back because of look what happened on the way there. You know what I'm saying? So we see a lot of corruption in this whole matter, and they think that they're fooling somebody with it, but they're not. You know what I'm saying? But we see now today, we see one coming in over there on the summit. We see a summit coming on in, and Putin has, I guess, made some offers based on the situation. But we see here in this matter, you know what I'm saying? We see Putin woos African leader at the summit in Russia with promises of expanding trade and other ties. You know what I'm saying? Well, I think he should do that. You know what I'm saying? Because, Russia has, been doing things in more ways than one. I think it's time that Putin start looking at this thing from a more realistic understanding, you know what I'm saying? And put strength and power behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that, in more ways than one, betrayal can be a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But Russia president, this is coming in by this is coming in 1 hour ago. You know what I'm saying? 1 hour ago off the AP. You know what I'm saying? The DC News Now, Washington DC. You know what I'm saying? And come off the AP. You know what I'm saying? We see Central African Republican Hussein Arches. I don't know how you say his name. He has a very funny name. And Russia, Putin, Vladimir Putin, shakes hands before an official ceremony to welcome, you know what I'm saying, the leaders of delegations to the Russian African Summit in St. Petersburg, Russia. St. Petersburg, Russia. You know what I'm saying? Thursday, you know what I'm saying? July 27, 2003. You know what I'm saying? We see, in this one, we see St. Petersburg, Russia, AP. We see Russia, President Vladimir Putin, you know what I'm saying? Leader from the African at the summit, you know what I'm saying? Leaders from the African summit at the summit on Friday, you know what I'm saying? Hailing the continent's growing role in global affairs and offering to expand political and business ties. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Addressing the Russian African Summit for the second day, Putin, you know what I'm saying, said Moscow would closely analyze a peace proposal for Ukraine that African leaders have sought to pursue. You know what I'm saying? Sought to pursue. This is an acute issue, and we aren't invading its we're not evading its consideration, the Russian leader said, emphasizing that his government was treating the African initiative with respect and looking at it, attentively, attentively. He encouraged the African leaders to talk to Ukraine, which has refused to engage in talks until Russia troops pull back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but if they pull back, you could easily advance. So we have to establish a stalemate and have some talks. There is no pulling back until the talks are completed and the dialogue is put in there, and to make this thing happen to stop this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? I believe it is necessary to also talk to the other so-called excuse me 1 minute. I think he's saying is also to talk to the other side. Although, we are grateful to our African friends for the attention to the issue. Putin is at the St. Petersburg summit. Putin said at the summit, the South African president, Cyril Ramaphosa, I guess his name. I'm sorry to mess up the name. Said African leaders were looking forward to engage further with Putin later Friday on the peace proposal. You know what I'm saying? It's good to see that Russia stepping up. I hope it's sincere within itself and not just, spewing good words to look good on the situation in which they're in. You know what I mean? As we see. You know what I'm saying? But we see Donald J. Trump, indict. We see Jack Smith files 3 new charges in, classified documents. What classified documents? The same one that all of y'all been hiding. Not just creepy Joe Biden, not just Trump, not all of y'all been shooking and jiving documents for years, taking them out the White House. Like I said, probably even selling them to foreign countries. You know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, now Trump is the only one with these documents and documents, but we ain't hearing nothing about what's going on with creepy Joe Biden or Hunter Biden creepy behind. You know what I'm saying? You fully do then, and you fully do now. But we see this is coming in by, I think, it looks like Keelan Dries, 18 hours ago, Eastern Standard Time, coming off the Washington Examiner. You know what I'm saying? With my man Keelan. You know what I'm saying? Dropping the heat. But we see here where the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, was hit with 3 new additional charges in a special counsel from Jack the Dak Smith, Jack the Dog Dak, Smith classified documents investigation. Smith, the special counsel, appointed in this one by Attorney General Merrick Keith Garland, accused the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, Thursday evening of attempting to delete surveillance footage at the Mar-a-Lago property in a new superseding indictment filed in the classified record. If he was deleting any motherfucking cameras on his goddamn property on Mar-a-Lago, it is his right to do so. So what the hell is he talking about? You just sat here and said that you giving him, I thought you were giving him some shit that made sense. You could tell Merrick Garland and the rest of these clowns are finding any fucking, what you gonna find next? You know what I'm saying? A crack in a jackabox? You know what I'm saying? But, we accuse the former president You accuse fuck your farmer. He's the president of the United States. Until you prove otherwise, and you never have proven that to the people fully in no way. Because if we're talking about the electoral colleges, you're not going to show us the votes. You're not going to show us all that shit. You probably got all the ballots and the votes and everything locked away and doctoring the motherfucker with the National Guard standing in front of it, and, with the authorization to shoot. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where the president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, Thursday evening, they charge him with the attempt to delete surveillance footage at his Mar-a-Lago property. What kind of fucking charge is that? Damn, y'all got everything coming out the Cracker Jack's box, ain't you? You know what I'm saying? Because it don't make no goddamn sense. If that was my property, I would delete the footage too. Fuck, you gotta see everybody that come and visit my property and be in my surveillance shit. But isn't that his surveillance equipment? Didn't he pay for it? I don't understand what the fuck you're talking about. But the Justice Department named a third defendant in the case, Carlos D. Oliveira, you know what I'm saying, an employee of the Mar-a-Lago who was, a valet before becoming a property manager at the farm. See, that's why Trump made a mistake. You should have some niggas up there, you know what I'm saying, would have hold you down, you know what I'm saying. You bring me over, come behind, give me that authority, you know what I'm saying, do that boom, bang, niggas will hold you down, you know what I'm saying. It's like real niggas just think you are keeping the lingo and all that, thing about runs and all them niggas. They're gonna figure you out. You know what I'm saying? In more ways than one, let's just keep it real. You know what I'm saying? But we see here he was an employee, but then he becomes a manager at the Palm Beach Florida Club, you know what I'm saying, in January 2022, you know what I'm saying, according to, you know what I'm saying, the indictment, prosecutors in more ways than one said that Trump, acted as a co-conspirator to your jackass bullshit, probably, to try to delete the footage of his own cameras on his own property and his own home, and also charge him with an, additional espionage. And what espionage? What espionage are you talking about? How is it espionage? There was no espionage charge in this here that doesn't slam on the backs of the creep Joe Biden administration and even Bush and Obama and Hillary Clinton. You know what I'm saying? All of y'all going all the way back to Richard Nixon. You talking about espionage? You could espionage against who? Black people? Stupid ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about additional espionage. Yeah, we're espionage. You know what I'm saying? Y'all did the same thing and worse. And then talking about espionage, you allowed Chinese people to set up a police station in the United States and in New York. So what the hell is you talking about? The new charges accuse Trump, baby, of acting with Del Oliveira, or whatever his name is, and Trump other co-defendants, Walt Nut or whatever, Nate or whatever, in trying to delete the footage on his own property. Yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying? So the charges to me that you're talking about, that bringing up all kind of witnesses and people from his property and all this shit, still does not make sense. It still is leaning towards a president who is a president, but at the time was sabotaged out of his president re-election, made as to me in more ways than one, and cheated out of it. And now you want to make sure, and of course we knew this was going to happen. This is not no new shit. We knew this was going to every step of the movement, every step of the way. You know what I'm saying? We see Murphy Warren School District against parental rights policy on LGBTQ decision. You know what I'm saying? And what policy could that be for the LGBTQ? Listen, the LGBTQ can do what they want, but what do they have anything to do with the school? You know what I'm saying? Whether you have rights in school or not, you should have those rights in life as a what you want to die and come back as a ghost or something. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. He's wanting the policies on the LGBTQ decision. You know what I'm saying. But we see Trenton, New Jersey Administrative Governor Bill Murphy has sent a clear warning to school districts who want to adopt similar parental right policies such as the ones recently passed in Midtown and I guess it's Middletown and Matawan. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. The Attorney General Matthew J. Blacken or whatever, and acting Department of Education DOE Commissioner Dr. Angelica Allen, look like McLaughlin, have jointly released a statement warning school districts about similar actions. The state is currently look like Song School District. Currently, some school districts that implement policies that would require to notify the district of their child's request. The child requests a gender reclassification. You know what I'm saying? As we see, you know what I'm saying? The letter was aimed at students, parents, school boards, education, and public regarding the efforts to address bias and hate in educational settings and administration. You know what I'm saying? As we see. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But ain't nobody gonna be hating on nobody, and nobody should be pushing your agenda on anybody else. It doesn't matter what gender you have, and this and that and the third. There was no right for them to change even the bathrooms. You know what I'm saying? You a jackass, you're a trickster, a lickster, and you're full of shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, you've been attacking our schools with this garbage, Luciferian, blood-sucking piece of shit for years. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, coming up into 2020, 23 and all this, you start changing right at this time. You know what I'm saying? The chaos in the midst of garbage and shit. You know what I'm saying? You fucking just to cheat and keep people's minds off that you cheated the election away from Donald J. Trump, and you're trying to accuse him now of every crime that you, the Demon Democrats, and the rest of your clown deep state have committed even worse. It doesn't make sense. So, you know, it's like you're accusing this and that, but when it comes to the Demon Democrats, you don't say anything. It seems like you try to cover up every single thing, and you send every single jackass clown like Jack Smith and these other dummies after every type of move against Trump. You know, even when it came to Allen, the nutcase Braggs. You know what I'm saying? To me, people shouldn't even, you know, if he had to be elected or whatever, how we got that choice, don't elect him again. Get him out of there. You're liking people too long. You're deep stating too long. You're sucking blood too long. You're in the confusion of the demon, democratical mind frame, psychologically bullshitical garbage. What you see, plus, you know, people using the name Black, which they say they probably own. How the fuck you own something that we can't fucking see? You know what I mean? I don't care what documents you have, and I don't care Nazi documents and all kinds of garbage ass documents you wrote up on this land. You know what I'm saying? And tell the people it's right to do this and do that and invade countries and kill the people and murder them at 130,000 Africans per week and bullshit like that, and killing and throwing the babies to the crocodiles of the Nile, shooting off the nose of the Sphinx and destroying great fucking artifacts like that. You garbage nigga. And then you got your black ass out there helping these same clowns who enslaved your people and still was hanging your people from trees, calling themselves Democrats. Who the fuck you think the Ku Klux Klan was? Your loving spoonful? They were demon Democrats, son. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And even after the Republican Party was infiltrated and taken over by these other people, they probably had them up in there too. You know what I'm saying? But it seems to have, you know, it's reaching effect that black people still don't seem to want to stand up for the garbage against themselves. When you say go to war against your own state in which you live, we're talking about getting the power we need in the government as a political force in this matter. You don't have to be no fucking rocket scientist to put that pressure and know how to put it right. You know what I'm saying? We can't just shoot everybody and kill everybody tonight. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where Trump indictment lawmakers react to additional charges brought by the Jack the Nut Gut Smith. Not Jack the Nut Gut Smith. Yeah, I'm getting good at this. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all it is to me. You know what I'm saying? But we see here where they're bringing additional charges. Some people, you know what I'm saying, are reacting to the additional charges. You know what I'm saying? Well, the additional charges is still based on the whole ideology that they're going to try to keep these charges in light of the people's mind that he's guilty of every single thing under the sun, but not the demon Democrats sucking blood out of our skull. You know what I'm saying? And all kinds of shit bringing into our country, talking about now laboratory and funding the laboratory with I don't know, the taxpayers' money to develop a gain of functions of mixing this human and the disease from animals into humans and dogs and all kinds of nastiness. You know what I'm saying? And you know, whatever we see going on based on the experiment and the things that they're doing based on the fact of this nonsense. But the only thing that everybody sees, in other words, all that's okay. Well, it's all right to do that shit. They'll say we talk about that, they go, you know, anti-vaccine. I'm sorry. I is the reason why science is on planet Earth. You know what I'm saying? A jackass, for real. But we see this is coming in, you know what I'm saying? It looks like Eden, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying your last name 16 hours ago coming up to Washington exam on her time. The ways lawmakers, you know what I'm saying, in more ways than one, are reacting to the additional charges being brought against the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, by Special Counsel Jack the Duck Nut Smith. You know what I'm saying? Thursday, Jackass Smith. On Thursday evening in a investigation into the mishandling of classified documents from the time his reign in the White House. You know, so Republicans are voicing concerns over the news. You know, saying which charges more Trump's affiliates in the case. You know what I'm saying? We see the Senator Josh Hawley, Republican of Montana, I guess, said it was no conceding that these charges, you know what I'm saying, were added after Hunter Creepy Joe Biden plea deal with the plea. Listen to this, the plea deal. Now they're accusing Trump of tax evasion. This was the big thing going on during the debate, and everybody was talking about tax this and tax that and tax this and all kinds of stupid fuckery. That you know full well all of them do the same thing. Because why would Hunter Biden have to crack a plea deal, you know what I'm saying, on his tax evasion charges or whatever he was going through? Because you know full well he's not going to get in trouble for it. You know what I'm saying? But you want to bring it against Trump, and then you want to indict. They were the same fucking crime. You know what I'm saying? You talk about Russian collusion, come to find out that Hillary Clinton and the rest of them demon them deep state in a graphic motherfuckers trumped this whole shit up, and it was a lie. It was Hillary Clinton, Creepy Joe Biden, Hunter Biden, and the whole group of the demon Democrat deep state and all them in the mix. Republicans probably in all somewhere, you know what I'm saying, but doing garbage across the planet Earth. Even in the FBI, the DOJ, and then they're acting like they're all squeaky clean, you know what I'm saying, when many of them got caught, you know, with child pornography in their possession, you know what I'm saying? So don't give me that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Don't give me that bullshit. Y'all full of shit then, just like you full of shit now. You know what I'm saying? And you're probably going to be foolish in the future. But we see here where he strikes a plea deal with the Department of Justice, the D motherfucking lying ass, squeaky ass, crooked ass DOJ. All our departments need a rearrangement and a reform. You talking about police reform and what's the other shit? Defund the police and all that shit. But we need to do the same to the Department of DOJ, Homeland Security, and all the rest of these CDC and all these different agencies, even the Health World Organization, we need to go up against them and make them come correct instead of putting all these different people in power in those positions, even when it comes to the Surgeon General, you know what I'm saying? In all these positions, and all they're doing is facilitating the deep state garbage and the bullshitical garbage that have been abound ourselves based on those that may have come and been here and influenced and probably cloaked into our government. We have to start thinking about things that are more brighter light. We don't need to be having all this other nonsense going on that really is not doing anything for our government except making us look like a fucking three-ring circus that it always seems to be. You know what I'm saying? We see Mitt Romney, you know what I'm saying, file a FEC paper as a Republican, you know what I'm saying, no threat to leave party, you know what I'm saying, no threat to leave the party. That's his ass. You know what I'm saying? We see if Mitch McConnell steps down, Kentucky Republicans made sure years ago it would be a demon Democrat who replaced Mitch McConnell. Because to me, Mitch McConnell thinks like a Democrat any fucking way. So what would be the difference? I don't know. But we see here Governor Kathy Hochul, announced $200 million available in funds. Ooh, to who? I bet you we won't get it. You know what I'm saying? You're always talking about all this money, but we don't never see it, do we? Not where we truly need it at. This is coming in by Kendall LaValle, you know what I'm saying, one day ago. We see Kathy the Nutcase Hochul, coming out to the D. Even Democrats still haven't proved too much to me. Talking about funding is available to the state to downtown vitalize and economic development. See, all the money you'll be hearing, these $2 million and $2 trillion, ain't reaching the American people's pocket. But meanwhile, they could say this and say that because they're sucking your pockets dry of every dollar they can get, talking about high gas, high food, high taxes, high this, high that, blowing the debt ceiling and keeping it wide open and spending 2-point-something trillion, which are probably done surpassed already in bribery schemes and games and all kinds of dumb fuckery. You know what I'm saying? But it still hasn't reached the American people pocket. You know what I'm saying? You talking about a stimmy and all that bullshit. Fuck a stimmy, you know what I'm saying? That shit is garbage. You know what I'm saying? That little chump ass change. You know what I'm saying? What was that to do? That wouldn't even last the pandemic. You know what I'm saying? Trump had a better plan where you could have gave everybody 50 grand a piece, you know what I'm saying, and shut the fuck up. Because you done robbed this fucking world for trillions and zillions to the money can't even count. And if we put it all together, it could take care of every human being on planet Earth for the rest of their life and many generations to come, especially what you took out of Egypt and Africa and hiding and holding on to and don't want us to touch it or be there. You know what I'm saying? But we see Trump accused of asking staffers to delete cameras. Who give a flying fuck? It's his property. Stop talking to me. Why hear that stupid shit? Wrong with you? Why hear that stupid shit? If it's his property, why the fuck are we talking about whether he want to delete the cameras or not? You know what I'm saying? Oh, man. Well, Trump is very, very beatable. GOP predicts neither Trump nor Joe Biden in 2024 for very different reasons. What very different reason could that possibly be? You know what I'm saying? I think Trump should run, and I think Trump should be the forerunner because we need to settle out things. You know what I'm saying? We need to settle out things, and we need somebody who's going to be a settler in the game with a business mind to rebound our country. Well, no, to rebound the people in this country that are true American citizens, born, raised, and shed blood for this land. And have done it all across, even to the United States Virgin Islands, you know what I'm saying, all across the land. We see Trump is very, very beatable, you know what I'm saying, according to this jackass Alex Griffin, 20 hours ago Eastern Standard Time. You know what I'm saying? But we see the Republican governor of New Hampshire, of course, Chris Sununu, Sununu, you know what I'm saying, stunned CNN, on CNN. Look what he did to that this morning, anchor Poppy Harlow, you know what I'm saying, by boldly predicting that the neither creep ass Joe Biden, a demon Democrat, you know what I'm saying, demon Democrat, nor the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, will be the party's nominee for president to come in 2024. Of course not, because you want to make sure that Trump end up in it, because I guess the job is done. You know what I'm saying? All the garbage that y'all did, you know what I'm saying, and the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So this is Point Black saying, stay right, stay tight. You know what I'm saying? I'm on top flight, and I'll be back in a few hours and get it right.